Hi, welcome to the Alley Cat Workshop. In this episode, we're going to be restoring some stainless steel trims from a 1976 Mazda. Hi, welcome to the Alley Cat Workshop. Today we're going to be repairing, restoring, polishing up some trims for a 1976 Mazda. We're just getting them all unraveled. Interesting way how these were sent. I've already taken a few of them out, but these gutter pipes, it's an excellent way of sanding pipes. They're pretty well protected. I think these have come from overseas. I've already laid a few of them on the floor anyway, but yeah, that's pretty secure how that's been sent. So what we're going to do, we're going to get all these unraveled, lay them all on the floor and take a photograph of them so we know exactly how many we've got and we end up with the same amount that we started. So now they're all laid on the ground. Get the iPad and take, oh, there's a nice surprise. The last person who was on here, Lauren. Okay, I told her everything she knows. Okay, so they're all photographed on the system, and then what we might do is pick out any obvious. If you look at, see, this is all bent here. Okay, so if the customer hasn't picked this out and wasn't sure, sometimes they order trims and they just get sent direct to them or direct to us, and they don't even see them. So just as a record, so we can justify sometimes why some bits have taken a little bit longer than others. Yeah, and certain areas where these have been taken off probably by a screwdriver or whatever, that'll have to be fixed. Yeah, without, you know, there are little dents and bends and twists. Some of it's pretty easy to get out. This has actually got a lot of pitting on it, and we won't know the extent of that till we start cleaning it. And then yeah, you can see as you look across into the light, daylight is your best friend. Sometimes LED lights and tungsten lights, they give off what you think is okay, and then you put it in the daylight, look down the straightness of it, and there it is, ripples and dents. Okay, so we're going to remove these little trims on the back just in case they get in the way, and start the process of checking them out. Okay, so we'll start off small. It is early on a Monday morning, well, my early. So we're going to start off with these little trims here, which don't look too bad. And if I can get away with leaving them in the back, I will. Just that when it comes to polishing, if they catch the edge of the mop, they can be pretty dangerous. They seem to be easy enough to get in and out, so if we can get them out, then we'll get them out. Maybe they'll go that way. No, if it's not going to come out, I'm not going to force it. So we'll just put that to the side. And yeah, that looks pretty good. There's a little dent there. So I'm going to use it probably, I would say about 400 or 600 grit, dead flat. Very lightly. I'm just rubbing at this stage to highlight anything. I'm actually going backwards because it was shiny, and now I'm going back to this satin finish. I can tell that edge is raised up, so that's going to be a problem if we don't get that down. When we linish it, it will take that high spot off, and then it'll be very thin. When it starts to change colour and go black, or blue, sorry, yellowy blue, then you know you're in problems. And the good thing with this, the shiny surfaces will stay shiny if the little dents are undercut. So there is, right there between my fingers, there is a little dent there. So we'll knock that one up. This curve is too good, so that wasn't done by accident. That's actually meant to be, because the other one has got exactly the same. Alright, so we'll do the same on this one. I'm only doing it lightly. So yeah, it's very time consuming doing this. People don't realise sometimes you tell them a price of an hourly rate and then they hear that hourly rate, and then next thing you've been maybe all day on one trim because it's that badly mangled, and then those hours multiplied by the hourly rate is quite different. So this is why I like to take pictures as I go. Most people are pretty good, but the time that's involved with doing this stuff is of the utmost importance that people understand. There's a lot of time involved with fixing trims, and that's why a lot of the car restoration people, because majority of them could probably do this, but that's a lot of time when they could be doing all their other stuff, you know, the body panels and painting and all the other stuff that goes into car restoration. Is time taken up on these. So it's cheaper in the long run to farm it out to someone that's got all the little tools made. You know, they take years to make. Every trim's different. And you know, if you can't get in underneath a lip or an edge, you got to make a little tool for that, and then you may never use that tool again until you get another trim the same. And yeah, then it's gradually coming down through all the grades until the thing is almost shiny and there's no file lines or scratch lines, and then it makes life easier on the polishing machine. Okay, this one actually is pretty good. So on this one, we're just gonna get that little dent out. Okay. So I found a little tool that I think will do it. It's got a slight curve on it, and that's going to fit in there. And you've got to make sure when I lift that up that it's sitting flat, because if it's arched this way, you're actually going to reshape the whole trim. So sometimes I just need that little edge there just to do what I've got to do, and I can see it inside there. So just gonna, you'll hear the sound. You'll hear a sound of something hollow as opposed to that sound. So you know you've got a good still there. get in there. That's why you got to just a little bit at a time. The worst thing is when someone brings you a trim and they said, yeah, I've had a go at fixing it. Had a go at polishing it is not bad, but have a go at fixing it. The problem is these are what, I don't know, less than 0.5 millimeter thick. So if you over tap and you get a high spot and you file that, great, it's gone. But that high spot needs to be below 0.5 millimeter thick, because if it's any thicker than the material, then we got problems, and it's invisible, you don't know. So when I see that, I think, oh yeah, you've had a go at tapping that. I'll see a little dent, I'll tap that same dent up. When I file it, it's already been filed, there's no material left. So when that gets sanded, ready for polishing, the heat that that generates will sink that little dent into a little crater, and that's it. That's the end of that hole. It becomes a hole. So then, boom, you put a TIG welder on it, you're asking for trouble, it's just going to open up. So usually we'll get it polished. We're up to the last minute until it's nice and shiny. Then put a bit of soft solder in there, which obviously is a different color. And then by hand, because you can't get the soft solder too hot, just polish that up so it's all shiny. It will be a slightly different color. Maybe it's something that between you and I are the only ones that know. But yeah, just to bear that in mind. So don't have a go at fixing them. By all means, if you can polish them, that's not a problem. But what happens is the shiner you go, the more prominent those dents become. Same with chrome. With preparation for doing anything in chrome, it has to be absolutely pristine if you want a perfect finish. You can't just think the copper is going to fill the hole, the nickel is going to shine it up, and the chrome's going to, it's microns thick. So and it's the same with this. When you orbital sand that now, they'll be gone. You got all this, all right? Orbital sand, it just hides everything. So that's why we go finer and finer. I'll even go down with that, probably with a wet and dry maybe, just to make life easier on the polisher. Okay, we're going to continue on with this, and then we'll just go through the polishing stage of that and just see how good we can get this little trim up. Okay. So this is the one that had the repair. When I thought it was okay, now that it's shiny, I can see little marks. So I'll just continue to give it a quick sizing. In case there's anything else I need to see. There it is, that's the one that had the dents. Perfect. That's the small ones done. Okay, so I've followed the whole front and side and top, and all the blue spots. I'll just give you some idea where all the repairs are. So just to reiterate, when you think a trim is okay, it's not, unless it's brand new. There are going to be little marks on there throughout that won't show up until you literally block over them, and you know, some will fall out, some will stand out, but they're there. And then sometimes around the edge, which is where this has been pressed, so you might get some shrinkage anyway on here, but this looks pretty good here anyway. So sometimes I will try and improve on that a little bit, but that's how it left the factory. So okay, let's get these dents out. There we go, all the dents are out, filed, and down about 3 grades of sanding. It was around about 2 hours there to get to that stage. That's one. That'll be ready for polishing. So we're just polishing up the long trims. Now with a lot of old stainless steel, you get very fine pitting all the way along. Tiny little holes, whether you can see them on here. So they take quite a bit of time to try and get out. So we'll get them as best we can. And yeah, so here we go. So all the little pits that are actually in there, customer was kind of happy, but I wasn't. I want them out. So we're going to belt sand it with a 320, a worn out 320. And then that should make life a little bit easier when it comes to polishing. All clean, packaged up and ready to deliver. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.